Good to go? All right. Welcome to the Tufton Borough Selectmen's meeting of Monday, October 20th, 2025. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, public input.
That's Chip.
Oh, is that me?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I just have three things.
Yes, state your name.
Kip Lochner.
Thank you.
Address 77 Lane Pond Road, Tufton Road. There, okay, so last winter, the 15-mile-an-hour speed limit sign that you folks approved a couple of years ago wiped out with the snowplows. The 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign got moved down the road. It's a little bit hidden by trees and stuff. And I think it made more sense to move that sign up the road toward Wolfboro. Because nobody really, if they're new to the road, they don't know what the speed limit is until they get way down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So there is still a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit sign on the end of the side of the beach opening toward us here, which I think is north. So the south side, it needs to be replaced, if you can. The second thing is the, I can't remember what you call it, but the stones there that, you know, are by the beach and lake access. I think they need to be dressed up a little bit. People have been driving trucks down on the water's so low that there's about a 75-foot beach area now. But even so, they drove into the water and they drove into the wetlands, wrecked them a little bit. So if that could be dressed up a little bit, I think that would help discourage that kind of activity.
Can you define dressed up?
Well, okay, the stones have kind of settled into the ground, and some of them have been taken and moved. So it's not really a good a barrier as it used to be.
It's not supposed to be a boat launch, but they've made it into.
Well, you know, people try to launch their boats there
Yeah,
too.
Right.
But they've been driving down on the sand, driving around into the reeds. So if that could happen, that'd be an improvement. The third thing is I think I sent a letter that I got from the gentleman at the state who's in control of dams. And he outlined a procedure for potentially putting a dam on the lake. And Kathy and I have been talking about this through emails. Apparently, there were 3 beaver dams at the outlet into Lake Wasaki. They all got removed, apparently. I know the procedure for putting a dam in is onerous, but it would, make sense to do that to control the, to put a sensible control on the water level on the lake. And I don't know how to. If people want to volunteer to help in that, I would volunteer to lead it. The gentleman in Concord volunteered to have a meeting with whoever wants to do that and go through the process. I think it has to go through the legislature. A bill has to be passed to accomplish that. So it's not an easy thing to do. It take a while. But I think it's something that should be tried.
was there ever a dam
No.
No, there's never a dam there
there?
in.
So let's go a whole major step forward and say the legislature votes to approve it.
Yeah.
You have to get the lakefront owners to agree to pay an assessment for that.
An assessment.
Right, it's no different than what we did on Willand Road, where they wanted to have a class 5 road instead of class 6 road, which involved a certain amount of construction. So we figured out what the cost would be. They didn't have to bear the whole cost, obviously, but
Yeah.
they were the beneficiaries, so they ended up getting
Betterment
a
tax.
betterment tax. It was stretched over 10 years. It's not like you gotta cut a check tomorrow, but the rest of the townspeople aren't the primary beneficiaries, so that's a thing you need to address with
Just so the people around the lake would have to pay that?
Mhm.
yeah,
The people that have lakefront property?
Mhm.
right,
Okay,
right. I mean, I'm just
I didn't know that.
talking off the top of my head. If there were a dam there already, then it would be the town's responsibility to repair or maintain it. But where there was never a dam, we're creating something new.
Well, I wonder if the state has any funds for that?
They might,
Yeah.
they might. They obviously are gonna wanna be involved in the design. They're
Well, of course.
involved in the one up at Beach Pond, which is also taxed separately than the rest of the town.
Does that have a
taxes.
dam on it?
Yeah. Yeah. But that dam's been there for a long time. It actually just got rebuilt a few years ago.
I see a monumental task just in justification and engineering.
Yeah. And I think
Anything worthwhile
coordinating
is,
with the Muir Lake Association, I think would be the first place I'd start. I mean, you've had pretty good luck with getting things done through the state and having some control over the quality
Yeah.
of the water.
I would definitely be opposed to a dam. It's not, I mean, one of the challenges we have when the beavers put the
This
dam in
isn't
there.
helpful, is it?
Yeah, when the beavers put the dam in there, it also raises the lake and it jeopardizes the whole Lang Pond area there. I mean, the lake should be at 510.9 feet, and I think the better way to deal with that would be let the beavers do their thing and putting a beaver, what is it called?
Diverter?
Yeah.
Beaver diverter.
Beaver diverter at the lake, proposed lake level, would be a lot less money and it would achieve the same thing, so the lake would always stay at the 510 point whatever.
We took the beaver dams out, I think, didn't we?
We take the beaver dams
No,
out,
but the town took them out.
the town took them out
Right.
because the water level was so high,
Right.
it was only 6 inches below Lang Pond Road, and it was starting to undermine the fill. So, we probably every 2 or 3 years, we have to remove the dam. This year it was not a problem because the water level was so low
Right.
that there was actually no flow going from Mirror Lake into Winter Harbor.
But there was a lot of water in the spring.
There was.
A
But
lot of water.
in the spring, there was no beaver dam there, so yes,
When were they taken out?
last year.
Last year.
It's probably cheaper than even the state building it, the beaver.
Deceiver. Beaver deceiver.
And you don't have to insure the beaver.
No.
No, as long as,
Primex would weigh in on the town owning the
right, as
dam.
long as they're not Canadian beavers.
As long as they're not Canadian beavers, yeah.
Well,
that'd
I'm
be
just
whole
thinking
lot
of
less
a way to
expensive.
control the water level that makes sense, instead of no dam and have a beaver dam and don't have a beaver dam. So I think,
The beaver deceivers really have used it successfully in
Yeah.
another town.
Oh, yeah?
okay, how do we do that?
And it really hasn't, I mean, beavers have been building there for hundreds, thousands of years.
Well, they do a good job.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I agree.
They're industrious.
It's harder now because there's so many houses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but, yeah, I'm just struggling with the justification, why we need to do it now.
Well, we need to, I
I'm
think we
just
need
talking
to,
about it for the, not for today, but maybe next year we do something.
the diverter.
Well, we need the beaver to rebuild the dam first.
And then you put- then
They're
you
working on it.
put- Then you put a diverter in.
Yes.
The union, they struggle with
tough,
the,
they're tough,
so
yeah.
they're gonna get some more things worked
Yeah.
out and
Are the
then.
beavers there?
Yes, actually, I got a picture of one in the front of my house
They're
just
active.
the other day.
So anybody got any idea what a diverter costs?
They're between, well, depending on how far, the way the beaver diverter works is you put input out in the lake at the lake level, whatever you want that set at. Then it runs a pipe actually underneath the beaver dam to the other side. So what happens is the beavers don't hear the water running, so they don't block it because it's underwater. That's the concept of it.
Theoretically.
So they're depending on how far you have to space that between where the input is and the pipe on the other side is the major cost. Net variable. $10,000 and $12,000.
No, the one I paid for in Milford was under 5,000.
Wasn't under 5, yeah.
So you put it in, the beavers build on top of that?
Yeah, they'll build over the cage, but the water still goes through the cage. So if you Google beaver deceiver, Skip Lyle's out of Vermont, and he's
I've done that, yeah.
Yeah, he has some good videos.
That's the better way to go, and it's much more, it keeps the lake at a much more stable level.
All right,
Okay.
is that it?
That's it for me.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your input. All right, approval of minutes. We have minutes, October 6th, regular meeting minutes, and 3 sets of October 6th non-public minutes. I've read them, other than a spelling error here and there.
Right.
Content's fine. I will move that we accept all 4 sets of minutes.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, and moving on to appointments, Conservation Commission,
And-
Mirror Lake Association.
Can you just pull out the non-public for me a second? There was one I thought we discussed something and I don't know whether we did. Sorry to be such a trouble.
Okay.
Thanks. Parks and Rec, is that what we want?
Yeah, do we need to wait for you?
No.
Okay. All right,
If it comes up, it'll be later.
okay. Hey, guys.
How you doing? So
Great, how are you?
just a little reminder, what we're doing here is back in the town meeting, they approved moving forward with the forgivable loan for the Mirror Lake Protection Association, the Town Conservation Commission, be able to update the watershed management plan on Mirror Lake. So we sent out what they call a RFQ, request for qualifications, which the state says you have to make your judgment on. We did that. We took our top person or company that responded to that. Actually, we interviewed all 3, and the top company still was, we got 3 requests. They did submit a proposal for us.
Okay, thanks.
This is kind of an executive summary that cuts the proposal down from 36 pages to 2. I kind of figured you guys had enough reading. You didn't need to go through 36 pages
Appreciate
of
that.
documents. And then behind that, I have a copy of the contract, because I know one of the things that Chip did want to see at one of the meetings was a copy of their contract. So the first page is double-sided, Bob, in case you're looking for the other, so is the executive summary that sums up CEI. And then, like I said, the next 2 pages are a copy of the actual contract for your review.
Okay, looks like the proposal is under budget.
It is under budget, yes.
Not by much, but it's under budget.
Yeah.
Good. Is this a decision you need us to make tonight, or can we review the contract and come back in 2 weeks, or
Yeah,
No,
do you need,
no, go
Well-
ahead.
is this time sensitive?
it is. Yeah, it is. I think the people have been waiting for a while.
So I think what we're really looking for, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is the okay to move forward with CEI as our selection, and then you can review the contract. That doesn't have to be done tonight.
Okay.
So we're just looking for
So this company is your selection?
yes,
Yes,
yes.
and Bob sat in on the interviews.
Yeah, I was involved in the
Yeah.
interviews, and I agree with their selection. This company stood head and
So
shoulders
we can
above the
award
rest.
the bid?
Yeah.
And then sign the contract after we've read it?
Yeah, our town attorney should probably review this contract.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, like I said, there's no rush on the contract,
Okay.
but we're really, all the companies are kind of looking forward to our decision.
Get into
Yes.
the queue.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm worried we won't make it. There's a lot of towns out there being serviced right now.
Yeah.
All right.
I do want to add that I contacted 4 people in the reference checks, and I just want to tell you the types of things that were said by Michelle Tremley, the president of the New Hampshire Rivers Council. She said that Bob Hartzell and his team, their level of knowledge and efficiency is unparalleled. And she said they were fun, so when volunteers came, they wanted to come back and work with them. John Schultz, who has a similar position as I do, he's the president of the Partridge Lake Property Owners Association. He said that they were always available and responsive, among other things. They're extremely complimentary. Dusty Davies, the former president of Merely Protective Association, we worked with Bob 15 years ago, and she said his work remained consistently high and solid throughout the entire process. And Kristen Dowdy, who is a professional engineer with the Bedford Public Works in Massachusetts, Bedford, Mass., said he has practical solutions and is politically sensitive to the workings of town government, is well-spoken, and he is one of the best in the field. And she's worked for years with people all across the country.
So is this 97,700 or 16,000 the total bid?
Yes.
So I'm confused by the language of Article 4, which talks about unpaid bills. They're looking for a lump sum of 97,716. How could there ever be an unpaid bill? Or are there additional charges?
Well, we're gonna have to change that honestly, because the way the state works this is that you don't get a lump sum, is that it's broken out by this, and then the disbursement.
So they get paid by invoice
Yes,
along this schedule?
that's correct.
Okay, I got it. That makes more sense. But we need to eliminate the lump sum.
Yes, I agree with you. That's not supposed to be there.
I'll make a motion that we award CEI the contract for the project at Mirror Lake,
For the sum of
$97,200.
$700.
716.
Oh, 716. So we would have been short, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
motion's been made to award the contract to CEI for $97,716. It's been seconded. Would you like to
Amended,
amend your motion to say
yes.
upon review,
So we're awarding
satisfactory
the,
review of the contract?
my motion was to award the contract to CEI, subject to our attorneys and our review of the contract language.
Good with that?
Yep, second, keep that second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
thank you, gentlemen. So Audrey has a copy of the full proposal if anybody wants to look at it for her record, so
Yeah.
I just, like I said.
Is anything in that substantially different than this?
No, whatever's in there is on that sheet.
Okay,
But just in case somebody wanted to look at it, she has a copy of the full proposal.
okay.
For the record, I just want to say that I sat in on the interviews, all 3 interviews, and I have nothing but high regard to say for the effort that the Conservation Commission and the Bear Lake Protective Association put into redoing and awarding these interviewees in this contract. They did a great job. They should be proud of the work that they did.
Thanks,
So
Bob.
Thank you.
who's on the Mirror Lake Protection? Is that you?
Yes, I'm the president of the.
Weigh in on the Libby Museum,
Oh,
controversy.
boy.
because that lot that's in Tuftonboro is part of the Libby estate, but it's controlled, if you will. There's not much control involved because it's all trust driven. But the understanding that I've gotten is that Wolfboro wants to break that land apart,
Mm,
and which is in total violation of the Libby Trust.
yes.
But if you guys have any input in that, you want
Yeah, we don't agree with that at all. I mean, the whole reason that, that lot went into that trust and that trust was written the way it was is to preserve that as a single piece of land just as it is now for conservation.
to. Right.
So we don't agree with breaking that.
Right.
Well, primarily, I think they want to take the lakefront out of the equation, but I don't want them thinking that they can do that in Tuftonboro.
I mean, our whole effort now is land conservation because
Mhm.
anything that's built it just jeopardizes the lake. Anything that's done, broken up, when you remove wood, natural wooded acreage,
Mhm.
it pollutes the lakes. It's just,
Yeah, the
Septic
majority,
equation.
yeah, the majority of that property is in Tuftonboro. I mean, there's a small wedge that's in Wolfboro.
On the inland side, on the lake side, all that lawn and parking lot and all that, the pier, that's all Wolfboro.
Yeah, that's all Wolfboro, yes.
yeah.
But that's part of the Libby property. So-
Unless I'm mistaken, Chip, no, we kind of surveyed, there must be two parts, because there's one part that has all the wooded area that I believe is on a separate deed that actually the town of Tuftonboro owns. It's not on the same deed as the museum in that lake frontage.
Well, talk to Dusty Davies. I mean,
Mhm.
her feeling was, and it prevailed, I wasn't a selectman at the time, that the trust ruled the use of the property. I mean, and my position was coming into this, all those many years ago before electricity, that if the town owns the property, it should be for the public good. And just conserving it
Mhm.
isn't necessarily accomplishing that completely. I was disabused of that by Ms. Davies.
Yep.
And we didn't follow it up with anything. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
the wording in that document is pretty extensive. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, we're not even allowed to remove trees that have fallen.
Yeah, that's kind of a broad reading of it. I've read it a number of times.
Have you? I haven't gotten into that deep, Chip, but I know it's a pretty
I don't
wordy
think-
document.
I don't think that's my reason for bringing it up, is not to reopen that can of
Right.
worms. It was just to see if we can put a little more pressure on Wolfboro to keep that whole thing intact.
Yes.
Definitely, we could
We
talk to
support that
Dusty.
completely.
Yeah,
I had posited the notion of changing the town line back to where it was, at which point Tuftonboro and the museum and all of those houses. And we'd get enough tax revenue to support whatever needed to be done.
I mean, they can't even figure out what they're going to do with the building. Never mind with the land. It's a pretty sad situation there.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Good night.
I'm Kathleen Chappelle, and the
Dave
president
Bethany.
of the
Mirror
Mirror
Lake.
Lake Protective Association, yeah. So congratulations on your appointment as a selectman. I haven't seen you
Election.
since then.
2 years later.
I know.
Year and a half.
I don't come
Year and a
around
half.
a lot.
It was an election, it wasn't an appointment.
Well, that's
Yeah,
true.
the
You got
voters
voted
chose.
in, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Again, nice work, thank you.
Yep.
All right, next.
Hey, how's it going, Dennis?
How are you?
Not too bad.
Good timing, Dennis. Come on up.
Perfect timing. How are you?
Hi.
Am I up or no?
Yeah, come on
You're
up.
up.
I was hoping Zach would be here, but
Well, we're a couple of minutes early still. Do you want
I
to
can,
wait?
I can go through some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing his budget tonight?
No. What is the date on that? That's second? I think November 2nd, maybe?
I'll tell you when it gets closer.
No, I got it written down
I got it
upstairs.
written
Yeah. I'm almost done. Just a review, last meeting we got bumped some, what was some of the stuff. We had a successful yard sale, we had 45 families, 41 registered, one didn't show.
Guilty as charged.
We had great weather, and just going around to different ones, we had a nice crowd out there, so it was a good thing. Swim lines are all in. We've got this Saturday is our first Halloween program at the townhouse. We got a DJ, he's got all kinds of light shows. Pass the Rat, Wrap the Mummy, Limbo, Freeze Dance, all that goofy stuff.
the Mummy.
So you could get in. I think you'd
Get
win
in
the
on
Limbo. Dodgeball starts next Tuesday at the Central School. That's grades 4 through 6. Men's basketball starts November 6th at the Central School. I think we're gonna have good interest this time. We had 30-something guys play basketball, not last year because I was here, but the year before. And we just started out free. It was just kind of open gym and just scrimmage. And then we got to a point where we had 12 3-on-3 teams, and they paid so much per team to play, and it was pretty competitive. I'd like to get more local guys. There was a bunch of Ossipee guys there, so anyway, we'll see how it goes. Next meeting of the the commission is November 4th. We do have 2 new commissioners. Is her process going through for?
Right here.
Tonight,
Oh, good, okay, all right. And there's another one, Sue McPhee. In delivering the yard sale signs, I ran into an older couple that just moved from Jacora here. And coincidentally, she's the grandmother of the kid that won the punt, pass, and kick national
Okay.
Yeah. Thing. So she come down to see me to return her sign and asked if there was any commission as far as Parks and Rec. So I think we want to get her on too. So that'll be our next step. So that'll give a nice. I think we're up to 8 there, so that'll be nice. We did schedule concerts. I should have put you guys flyers, but that's dodgeball. We got concerts at the townhouse in March. That's the men's basketball. The Halloween thing. We do have extra money, so we're gonna pay them $200 each, and one is Callan Ramsey. We did that a couple years ago, but we charged $5, and we had terrible turnout. 12 people, 8 people. So this time it's free, plus free popcorn. So that'll we did meet with Eileen and Zach with the Tuftonville Association. Just brought the idea of trying to get the old home days a little more of a community event, and I think they took that pretty good, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. I did in getting the budget for the last month, and I talked to both Audrey and the chief about it. It was a surprise to me that the police detail was all of a sudden on my budget. And I don't know how it got there. I didn't put it on there. I'm sure the town voted on it, the budget I put in. But it was a line item, concert banners and marketing to market the concerts. And I quickly caught my attention that I was way over budget. Well, there's 9 policemen stuck there. I don't care about the policemen, but I just should know about that. It shouldn't be a surprise to me.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how that happened.
And it was there. And the second thing was the lawn mowing down at the beach was on my budget, and that was never on my budget. So both things were kind of a surprise. Not a big deal. There were 9 police details at $90 a piece or something like that. And I don't mind paying for them, but I don't like being surprised.
You just didn't plan for it.
Yeah.
is what
well,
you're
I don't know where else they would have been charged. I know we had a discussion about that.
I remember discussing something, and I don't remember what the resolution was, but I do agree that these are Parks and Rec items, and they should be in his budget.
Right.
But if they were sprung on him without him knowing it, he has every right to be bothered by
I
it.
think that we're gonna transition year because the previous chief virtually refused to have police details at the
Mhm.
concerts. I think the selectmen felt that having some presence there was certainly warranted.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know
And
the
you're
last
nowhere
few years
near-
it wasn't on.
Yeah, but you're nowhere near exhausting your budget anyway, so I think we can be clear about all the line items
Yeah.
this year.
So in my budget, I should include that?
Yes.
Okay. Because, I mean, there was even a point where the chief was, Dennis, don't worry about, we'll take care of it the last few years.
Yeah.
And we didn't pay it.
Yeah.
They paid it, but I'll put it in my budget this year.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We did get the bill from Wolfboro. Eileen called today, she couldn't make it, but wanted to know where that's going. I think Audrey did an analysis of what the bill is and what it actually should be.
Mm-hmm.
If you got that,
It's in your action
Yeah.
items
it's
folder.
Yep.
11,000 instead of the
Yeah, we have it.
15.
18 or so. So, I mean, where's that going? Is that, we talked to many different things about it, but.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about this over the last couple of years. And last I knew, you were in negotiations, our town administrator
Yeah, I
was
was
in
gonna reach
negotiations
out to them,
with the town of Wolfboro.
right.
And have we gotten anywhere with
We
that?
have no agreement with them yet.
Okay. So,
Have you talked to them about your calculation of this year's bill?
No.
Okay.
so the bill that we've just been presented, that's for 2025.
Yeah.
We agreed to that amount, we agreed to pay it.
The whole thing again?
So, well, that's what we agreed to, without any other agreement in place. That's essentially the handshake agreement that we have with Wolfboro. If we're gonna change that, we need to get it in writing and have an agreement. So I'm gonna suggest, I'm gonna say that we pay the bill in its, bill, even though it's bold, the bill in its entirety, because that is what we agreed to.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
I think we need to still have Audrey have a conversation with them about the actual charges.
Correct,
And where's the agreement?
correct.
This is,
We also need to look at all of the things that happen here in Tuftonboro that Wolfboro participates in,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure they're clear on that. Like the sailing program and whatever swimming issues there are. I don't think Wolfboro had a swim team, did they? They haven't for a couple of years.
That's my next item, I'll talk about the
Yeah.
docks.
We need to get formal agreements with the town of Wolfboro about their
Yeah.
services and fees.
But we've been dragging our feet for years, you know?
Yes.
I mean,
Dragging our feet and kicking the can down the road.
Yeah,
and it feels like we're doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
So when does the can
Well,
stop getting kicked?
what's the total amount that you feel that we're paying them?
16 and change.
Right, so we haven't just kicked it down the road because it was 25,000 for quite a while. So we have worked on this,
But-
but we still need an agreement.
But we have no idea if it's accurate, do we?
Yeah,
Well,
we
they
do have
sent us-
an itemization. It's in the.
Yeah, they sent us an attachment.
We do have an accounting,
Well,
But-
okay.
Their
but-
amount and our amount are in dispute a little
but
bit.
that is only just to show us some kind of an itemization. The fact that we agreed to $16,000 and change, we agreed to it.
Yeah.
Until we have another agreement in place.
Well, we can, I would think we should be able to put a different number than that together by December, I would think. I mean, they need to defend the number that they that we're paying against what actually happened.
Correct, but we need to have an agreement, a written agreement in place to do that. Right now, this is just a verbal handshake, whatever you wanna call it, agreement,
Right.
and it's,
I worry about leverage, because you're dealing with 5 selectmen versus 3,
correct.
getting them to actually make some sort of move towards consolidating into an agreement, what we're doing. They're kicking it down the road, Dave, not us. I mean, I think we've made it known that we want an agreement.
I think if we were to go back and look at the minutes last year, and don't quote me, this is just a memory that has its own issues. I think that we talked about coming up with an agreement in 2025, or in 2026, we were not going to pay the bill. Do you remember us saying something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know about the second part of that, but I had taken the action item to do an agreement.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember the second half of that either. I mean, I think you may have stated that, but I don't believe that's what we voted to have
Okay,
done.
that's why I say we need to go back to the minutes and look.
So I'll
I
put
mean,
that higher
there's a
on my
lot of
list.
pushback from outside of this board to keeping this arrangement alive, because there's so much use primarily at Abenaki.
And I'm not throwing any fault. I know that, Audrey, you took the bull by the horns to make this agreement, but we've all been very, very tied up at the police station this year.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah, so, no fault is being handed out, it's just now we gotta grab that bull again and make it happen.
No, I think what Eileen requested was even going forward, not having it in Parks and Rec budget, right?
That was a separate issue, but
Right.
I agree that was on the table of making it a line item. In
You were
fact,
talking about making it a warrant, weren't you? Didn't you mention that? Making it a
I may
warrant?
have mentioned it, but I know that the budget committee was really interested in taking it out of his budget and making it a line item at least.
Mm-hmm.
So it would require a little more discussion about making it a warrant versus making it a line item, I think.
Okay.
I mean, because we've been paying it for so many years.
We've been paying it and kicking the can down the road.
Well, once again, I'm gonna say we haven't been kicking the can, but maybe for political reasons, that's a good thing for you to say. I don't think so.
Okay. All right, is that it for your presentation?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, the cheapest, yeah, I just wanna let them know that the whole thing we talked about, the details for the concert, they're gonna go into my budget.
Okay.
I wish Zach was here, I didn't want to talk a little bit about the Christmas program, but more importantly, I think you got something in your box, a letter from Zach. He visited Center Harbor, and you guys had asked to try and get 2 different prices to fix our current situation down at 19 Mile Beach with the docks,
Yes.
or a new one. Well, the guy he met with, he's pretty excited about. Long story short, I don't have the exact stats. I wish he was here to give it to us. But it was around 22,000. He was gonna give us a discount. They were gonna install free. The issue is, it's this type of docking. The install would be free. They wanted to come in this month and sink anchors into the ground floor under the docks. Set the docks up, and then take the docks out, and then, come the spring, we would just have to roll the docks out and hook them up again. So it's roughly 20,000. My idea, and I think it's explained in that letter, we do have that Parks and Rec fund, which is about $12,000. And I've only spent about 40-something% of my budget. Just take $5,000 out of each. And he said you could pay half this year, half next year. So it'd be 10,000 this year, 10,000 next year. But taking it out of the Parks and Rec fund and my current budget, that would take care of this year, and we'll do the same next year. But to me, it's a safety factor. The guy said, you know what you paid for $600 and something for one clamp. It's an expensive bill. It's $20,000.
I guess the 2 questions I have. One is, have we gone through the permitting process? Because you're talking about attaching it to the shoreline.
To the base of the,
I'm looking at this picture in front of us.
yeah,
We're
but it's not the
attaching it to the
shoreline.
shoreline.
We're not attaching it to the shoreline.
That's the type of,
That's just showing us the type.
Okay,
yeah,
so we're not
no,
changing the way we're,
no, it's
put it-
out. And actually, it would be, geez, I don't have the things here, but it's exactly what we had with the swim lines. And I know people miss the swim lines too, so,
it's 2 sections.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah, there's four
it's a-
sections here, 4 sections here, swim lines in between.
Okay, but it's not an alteration of what we've been doing for
No,
years.
no.
Okay, all right.
No, so.
And
So the issue is, they wanna do it now.
can they split the bill? In other words, there must be they have to itemize. So putting the anchors in
Yeah,
the lake and installing the posts, do those get installed and then taken out?
no, they stay, but again, he's donating the installation, and he's giving us, I think, 5% off, so.
No, I'm trying to break the cost up between,
Well, again, he broke it out for 2 years, 10 and 10.
I don't know, we can have that discussion. We've never done a pay 10 this year, pay 10 next year. I mean, if we're gonna do it, we just do it and pay for it as we go. So if,
And at 20 grand, does this have to be a warrant article?
well, not necessarily if it's 10 and 10,
Or can
and
we
he's got,
consider it a maintenance
and he's
article?
got, how much money in your,
In the Parks and Rec fund, it's almost 12,000.
okay, so he's got 10 grand there. So even if we had to raise a little out of this current operating budget, I think we could get 10 of it paid, but then run a warrant for the other 10 for the spring.
What if they say?
What
no?
if they say no?
Well, then if they say no, well, he said he paid the half this year and half next year, why would they say no?
So, okay, let's play worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, the town says no.
Oh, town says.
Yeah,
no.
town says no.
Town says no. Now, we have to come up with another 10,000,
Right.
which would mean you could come up with the 5, and
No.
you're assuming that the other 5 would be available.
If the town says no, we don't get to do it at all.
No.
We don't get to get the money somewhere else and play. If they say no, then we don't get to do it. You can't spend the money out of the budget for something that they've said no to. That's just the rules.
But isn't that revolving fund for something like that?
Yeah. No, you can spend that however you think is proper
Okay,
for parks and rec stuff.
right.
So that first $10,000 is absolutely easy to spend. That's your money. You get Jack to cut you a check.
Right.
It's the other 10.
We can put it into you can put it into your budget,
Right,
we can approve it.
yeah,
It's still gotta go through budget committee,
okay.
who may not approve it, and then your budget goes into the town budget, the town budget gets approved by the voters.
So we're talking the second year, the second 10,000, if we put 5,000 in my budget for 26, there's still money left in the Parks and Rec Fund to pay that 10.
Yeah, you don't want to pay the Parks and Rec down to 0 though, I don't think. I mean,
Well, it'd be down to 2,000.
yeah.
The Parks and Rec Fund would be down to
Yeah.
2,000 change.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just think it's a great opportunity.
I like your notion of putting a line item in for that. Not putting it on a warrant. Put it in the operating budget under his maintenance.
Cause it really is a
Right.
maintenance item, it's a capital
Exactly.
expense, but it's a
And
maintenance
if for
item.
some reason that it becomes troublesome for the budget committee, we can appropriate money. We've got a line item, now we can move it. We can do something with it.
Right,
Even if the budget committee doesn't have line item veto. So they might not like having that 10 grand sitting there, so they take it out. That doesn't mean we can't still do the work. I know that troubles them, but we can. So,
Exacto.
I mean, you wanna get the seabed work done before ice shows up, right?
Yeah.
so give them $5,000 as a deposit with the understanding that, if for some reason it doesn't make it through the budget process.
I
I
think
think we should have that language in there in case it doesn't make it through the budget process. However, that budget process is
I
structured.
think what we need to do is have them itemize out their charges. You know, they gave you a flat fee.
Right.
Itemize the charges so we can see what we're buying, because we have to be able to justify it for our budget purposes. It should be easy enough. Because it may be that 10,000 is a better number to start with. I don't know what the costs are for each element of this.
Mhm.
And the greatest thing, each section, I guess, is only 100 pounds. So they're much easier to maneuver.
Nice.
And you can put them on a trailer and take them up to your storage container.
All right, so I'll go back to them and just say itemize it.
Yeah, can you itemize it so that we can figure out how we're gonna,
Okay, but time being a factor, how can I get that thing?
2 weeks from today? Or actually, no, we need to vote on it, don't we? No, we don't for the Parks and Rec Fund.
Right, because it's a maintenance item and it's coming out of his fund.
Right.
And like I said, my budget this year, and there's other stuff coming in. I mean, dock maintenance, we gotta pay, porta potties, salary. But there's items there like a $3,000 WSI, there's a lot of
Yeah,
items.
the problem,
So I'm saying,
we could put it under his current dock maintenance line if he's got 10 grand left over in his budget and just, sequester it until next year. I don't know how that would fly with our friends, but that's another option that we have.
You mean, not sequester,
Encumber,
encumber,
right.
yeah.
I mean, if he's got 30 grand left over at the end of the day and we can encumber 10, I don't see
Yeah.
that as a problem.
No, but he might wanna give just a good faith deposit this year.
No, I'm saying if he gets an itemized description,
Yeah,
take 10 grand out of the Parks and Rec thing. Don't talk to us about it.
yeah.
He can spend that money without asking anybody other than
a
Chuck.
discussion, I went through, I didn't have the exact stats and stuff. I did what I could. They got the general idea, they got the letter. And there's a lot of different ideas on how we can pay for it, but,
I think in general we support it.
yeah.
It's just figuring out the mechanics of how to pay for it.
Yeah.
All right,
Have you followed what I've been saying?
Yep.
Okay.
you guys had,
Yeah, they
okay,
got
okay.
it.
I,
So the Chip was saying, is there a way we can get like an itemized thing? Of, you know,
Yeah,
they
they
know
want-
they gotta sink the anchors in the ground,
Excuse
we
me.
know that.
yep,
They wanna charge us $20,000 to have finished docks. Okay,
yes.
give us some elemental charges. What's the base charge? What's the
Is that what you
leg
got there?
charge?
Yes.
What's the deck charge?
If I had had time, I meant to be here a lot sooner. I apologize. I would have had copies. Actually, it was requested that I get that to you last week, and life's been life. Just
Well,
found
there you
out
go.
this morning I've got 2
What is
torn
that?
muscles. That's why I'm late now.
There you
Is that
go,
an itemized
Dennis.
list?
That's an itemized list, yes.
Okay. Is,
Audrey had asked me to get that in last week, and I
so are
dropped the
they,
ball.
they're including the installation in their pricing? 'Cause
Yes,
I'm not
as-
seeing any labor charges here.
if you flip the page,
I'm flipping.
they were going to give us that as a free $1,750
Okay.
gift to the town.
So, and I'll pass it down to you, but the first line item is 8 Infinity RS4 4x10 dock frames with leg pockets, foot pads, and bolt bag, $10,184. So, my assumption from reading what he's got here, is giving us the labor, is that he would put those in. If Dennis cut him a check for $10,184, the legs would be in the lake. I think
And then put the balance in his budget for 26, and then do it in the springtime
In
when
the-
the ice goes away.
the balance in 26 and or encumbered. It doesn't really matter, I don't think.
Right.
Or we can do a warrant, I mean,
He drew on the back just kind of a rough drawing of the,
Well, being dock maintenance, maybe it doesn't go in as a warrant article, it just goes in as maintenance.
yeah.
I mean, we're not talking a lot of money.
No, yeah, it's a relatively reasonable.
So my recommendation would be to take the 10,184 or whatever it is out of your fund. And so that's the Parks and Rec's donation to this new dock system. That makes it easier to sell everything.
okay.
And you don't have to wait for us to vote on it and approve it.
So just take the 10 right out of the Parks and Rec fund.
Why
Yeah.
not? Tell them to start, because you want to get it in there before it gets too cold.
I know, I
Yes.
know.
And your Parks and Rec fund, that's revenue, that comes from revenue, right?
Yeah.
So how much revenue do you anticipate putting into that next year? Would you be able to do the balance next year?
Actually, Audrey gave me a sheet to record everything from, cornhole to dodgeball to basketball to the money we brought in from whatever, concerts or whatever. Then I have that upstairs.
Because what I'm getting at is if you can do it entirely with revenue,
Yeah,
you don't even have to ask us to do it,
right.
right?
Right, but I don't think his revenue comes in
Enough.
in the right order to make this happen. Because he's gonna want those in working by Memorial Day, let's say.
Right, correct.
And he doesn't generate
Yeah.
that kind of money between
Yeah.
now and
Until-
Memorial Day. I don't see it as a big, I mean, we gotta pay something.
Right.
I mean, you got one of the best beaches around here.
So just put it into your budget. The balance, put the balance into your budget
Yeah, and then we can fight about it later.
as dock maintenance.
Yeah. Well,
In
it's
next year's budget?
26.
26.
26.
This coming
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
That
But
10,000.
the first 10 will come from the Parks and Rec fund.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
And then put the
Right.
balance in your docks and maintenance budget for next year.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Doc.
let's,
I'm done.
yeah, and when you get it, put it in a separate line item. Because it needs to show that he paid $10,184 already out of Parks and Rec money. It didn't cost the taxpayers anything.
Yeah. Good.
These guys are very willing to work with us to make it happen.
Well, it's not like we don't have the money. I mean, if we really were desperate for it, we'd take 10 grand out of the contingency fund and
Mhm.
Yeah.
pay for it, so I'm not so worried about that part of it.
Well, that's it. That's all I have. Thank you, guys.
All right, and notice of appointment. We have a notice of appointment to the Parks and Rec Commission for Emily Allen of Tuftonboro. This is gonna be a full-time member, not an alternate.
Yeah,
And you've met with her,
yeah, she's been in the last 2 meetings, she took on, as a secretary, so she did the minutes, the last meeting.
so clearly this comes with your recommendation.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Emily Allen to the Parks and Rec Commission.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Appreciate it. Sorry it took so long.
That's all right.
All right,
Back column.
police station update, Cobalt Construction. Come on up, Chris. Welcome.
Yes.
I'd like to open up this part of the conversation by letting the public know that the Tuftonboro Times article came out today. It was in people's mailboxes. So when you read the Tuftonboro Times article, you're going to read about the financial challenge that we had for completing the police station. And we have officially overcome that challenge. The DRA has accepted our application and granted our permission to do what we proposed in that
Is
application.
that a long letter of theirs?
No, it's not a long
Do
letter.
you want to read that into the record?
Yeah.
So you worry too much.
To the Board of Selectmen, Town of Tuftonboro, from DRA. Dear Governing Body, we have received your request for an emergency expenditure under the provisions of RSA 32:11 for the following purposes. Total voted appropriations will be exceeded, and I take exception with the wording of that statement. Appropriations will be exceeded because we did appropriate all of the money. We're not asking for any extra money. Right? We're not asking for any extra money, we're just reappropriating the money that was already appropriated.
2025 appropriations.
Already appropriated, okay. Reason, contracts to complete authorized construction of a police facility. Funding sources, the unassigned fund balance. Hearing held, not applicable, budget committee approved this application. And the last sentence is your request to expend $723,005 under RSA 32:11 from the above named funding sources is reasonable and is approved. Sincerely, Adam Denoncourt, Assistant Director of Municipal and Property Division.
Thank you.
So it's official, we're good to go. Our challenge has been overcome.
There we go.
All right. Your turn, where are we?
So next 2 weeks, we're going to be focusing in on getting the roof started and completed. We're going to get siding underway and windows installed in full. We're going to finish the framing complete. We are 95% right now to where we are. We are going to prep the mechanical room in anticipation of rough-ins. By prepping the mechanical room, essentially we're going to insulate the exterior wall of the rear mechanical room so that we comply with the interior, so everybody has locations to hang and install their equipment as part of the rough-ins, and we are going to get our rough-ins underway. So that'll be what the next 2 weeks look like.
So the windows will be in, the doors will be in.
Doors may not be in within the next 2 weeks. That's something that we got to release, the exterior doors, which is in this package. But yes, windows will be in. So at the very least, through plywood, we can secure the building. And garage doors
And
would.
garage doors will be in.
Garage doors won't be in. We need to side the openings first, and then they go to the finished siding.
Okay.
So we've asked garage doors to wait until we can side those. Siders are going to do those first. So.
And when's the siding happening?
So we are establishing penetrations so that they can prep for their blocks and stuff, and their venting this week, and then they should be not next week, the week after. Now that I left my phone back there with the calendar, but yeah, it'll be last week in October is when they want to start.
So we should have a roof on, windows on, doors in by Thanksgiving.
Oh, without it by November 1.
Okay.
Yep. Doors being an open item of that list. Those will not be completed.
Right. So
And neither will the storefront, which we have to release. or I have a recommendation to release tonight. So by Thanksgiving, the storefront won't be in. That has a lead time with the aluminum frame, but the other doors will be in as soon as next week, and we can have those installed right
So
off.
the exterior doors will be done.
Mm-hmm.
Then we just have to, the garage doors you pushed off till when?
They're in, so we've just pushed those off until mid-November,
Okay.
just so there's no damage done to them where they're the finished product. But yeah, there'll be a lot more activity. Framing has generated activity, but we'll see a lot more disciplines in and on site and ready to go
Right.
in the next 2 weeks.
So is Bubba back from his sailing trip?
Not yet.
Yes, he is. I saw his wife yesterday, so.
Oh, he was legitimately on a sailing trip. He also has in his contract, he has a time frame that he will not show up
Yeah,
to the PD.
that's for the seasonal closings.
That's for closing. Oh, so
Yeah.
he was on a sailing trip legitimately as
I
well.
believe he was.
Oh, okay, all right. Maybe he's back on
I
that.
think they drove cross country.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So land sailing.
We do lose him. It will work with rough-in schedules. He's just going to be on the tail end. It won't be ideal, but our coordination so far with electrical and HVAC with Bubba, I'm not super concerned of who's in an area first.
Right.
They're just not combative individuals. They're very much on the same page. So I'm just
One
not.
of the benefits of having in-town people working
Yeah.
together.
Sometimes
Well, it's
we've
big
asked
enough
questions
building.
lately that they've already talked and found
They've
the
already
answer to. So it's been interesting.
It's not like they don't have something else they can be doing if they get in the way.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of building to go around, but by all means, Bubba will be back, and he's already communicated that to us, that we are his stop after he's done shutting down camps for the year, which is in his contract.
Right.
So
Yep, yep. I remember.
he was very
So we-
adamant.
Yeah, we don't really need water yet. We don't have a well yet, anyway,
No.
so. Right.
No, well is just out to question. It's not a huge pressure. We've kind of kept him away, so he wasn't in the siders or the framers way. We could put him there at any time now, and he's aware of that. So
Okay.
when we're on his radar and he has the truck over here, I'm good to go
And
for
the,
him.
and the roofing or the shingling doesn't affect him?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. They'll exist in the side corner of the building, and they'll probably be in and out in a day if the well goes good.
Yeah.
There it should.
I hope so. All the surrounding wells are not deep, 450 at max,
Yeah.
which is drillable in a day.
Yep.
So if you guys are good, I'd like to review some of this stuff in the packet
Yep.
for release. So the first thing that you guys have in the package, it just says customer quote at the top. This is coming out of Hammond Lumber in Rochester. They're one of the only ones that were willing to communicate and work through with us without a door schedule and door specification during the change, which is fine. It's they're all Therma-Tru doors.
Mhm.
The pricing on it is relatively the same across the board. So what you have here in what is page 1, the exterior door unit, is a steel paintable door that is for the hallway next to the kitchen.
Okay.
Then the next page, you have a same thing. These are all steel doors. They change on swing. Is a door. This would be into the detention room from the exterior. These two doors later on in this will be called out as having panic hardware, so that in the event of a fire, as their emergency exit, you'll be able to hit a panic bar and go out. They are bored and allow for a locking handle mechanism, so you can lock from the outside, and you can dog the crash bar, but you'll always be able to get out in the event of a fire. Page 3 is just the janitor mechanical room one. That is bored without a deadbolt. That is just a handle set bore. And then page 4 and page 5 are insulated. Those are the alternating doors from the Sally port inside detention. So you just have right hand and left hand side.
So those are fire doors, not security doors?
So these are, yes, so they're still a steel insulated door to create that thermal barrier. They're also a rated door for the fire separation between the garage and detention.
Okay.
And then at the bottom of page 5, you'll see a quantity of 2 for a rim exit device, that's your panic bar. Your cylinder escutcheon with lever trim, that's your exterior finish of what that door will look like as far as having a lever. And then your cylinder is the lock mechanism, the physical lock mechanism that would go inside that lever. And then there's 5 closers on all the doors. So all the doors will always go back to the closed position. They would never stay in the open position.
So the $7,000 price is the total for all the doors and the equipment?
That is correct. You do not have deadbolts or handle sets for anything that isn't a panic bar, though. That would, my goal would be to release those as part of the overall door thing when we buy handle sets for all the interior doors,
Right.
for example.
But the lock sets will match.
The lock sets will all be able to match. Yeah, these are all regular Schlage brush stainless.
Grade A, a grade 1.
These are all grade 1s, yes. The 45 CEs are. And the rim exit device, I think, only comes in a grade 1.
Okay.
Cool.
So that would be my recommended award to order those through Hammond.
I'll move that we accept the doors as presented, not award the doors as presented to Hammond Lumber for the amount of $7,362.23.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Sticking on the exterior within your package, you guys should also have a proposal from Glass Pro. If possible, I think it's going to be like 2 more pages into it.
Yeah, I did see that one.
The third page in.
Glass Pro?
Glass Pro. So
Yeah.
we solicited, this would be the entry door, the storefront door. We solicited to Granite State Glass, Pemmy Glass, Portland Glass, and Glass Pro. Glass Pro was our only responsive bidder on it. Yeah. Granite State Glass did respond a handful of times with questions, and then just absolutely could never pull the trigger to get a proposal over to us.
So is this bulletproof?
This is not.
Why is it $7,500?
So let me walk you through it. So it's a furnish and install of an aluminum framed Conair door. So it matches the door outside. It's all aluminum painted white. It has all of our hinges included, our exit devices, so our panic hardware. And it also has the automatic opener with the wireless button
Okay.
on the side. So because we do have an ADA operator in there, that does add some money to this. And then we move into a 1-inch clear insulated glass with internal grids. So it'll match almost exactly what we have out here. And it's all installed.
It'll match what?
It's the basis of it is the door that's out front of the.
Oh, the same that goes into the solarium there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is what the basis of it is. Now we've had this quote for a minute, so we have worked this into the budgets that you've been seeing.
Right. Okay.
But one of our biggest impacts of this, if you remove the ADA side of this is a $5,400 to $5,700 ordeal. The problem being is that in order to wire it out to a post or a post stand is gonna cost very little on their end, but then costs us another $2,100 in labor.
But
from
they're not
electrical
gonna
equipment.
hardwire this, they're just gonna provide this stuff?
We don't need them to, so we need to provide power to the automatic opener, and then
Oh.
after that, they have everything.
Okay.
So that's just line voltage to the opener,
Okay.
But we have to put a button, a palm button,
which is wireless and part of their,
wireless. Okay.
yeah, which is part of their automatic operator with wireless button.
Okay.
They just are excluding running power to it.
And so do we need to talk to Scott about that? How's he gonna run? Is there power out into that portico area?
Yeah, because we'll have an entrance light, and he would have to power up an exit device there anyways. So I would, where this was always supposed to be ADA, my assumption is that his contract would cover the line voltage to it.
And I don't think there's any circuit restrictions on it where it has to be independently powered. I think it probably can come off the same circuit as the exit sign. That I'm aware of.
It should be able to, because it's not going to have to be, technically it wouldn't have to be on generator backup, because it's not a life safety device, because the door from the inside is going to open with the panic
You can
bar,
still open it.
And it'll open from the outside without the button.
with the button. From the outside, yes, it would open without the button,
Right,
but it wouldn't.
it's only for handicapped people.
Correct. So my recommendation to award would be with Glass Pro. I have a working relationship with Glass Pro.
And you're carrying this $7,500 already in the budget?
That is the budget you've been seeing. I
Okay.
actually think it's heavier than that.
I think it was like 8.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we award Glass Pro the exterior entrance door for $7,506.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And then the Covenant, Covenant security equipment. So this is, the first note right off the bat is the shipping address is to here. That will need to be adjusted, so it does ship to the job site. Covenant security equipment is providing the level 3 bullet resistant pass-through window. That they are also doing the doors for the entryways into bathroom, into hallway, and into juvenile interview, the front office space. They are also going to be doing the 3 doors into the detention and interview rooms that were labeled tamper resistant, so that they'll all be considered a bullet resistant door. The only place that we have that system in place is the front vestibule, but this actually covers the detention room steel doors as well. The reason that I'm looking to award these tonight is that everything that we're doing is dealing with a 10 to 12 week lead time with these guys to get them onto site. This price is adjusted from the last price you saw. We have gone to a split jam door. So this door is coming with frame and door. We went to a split jam because we have variable thickness walls at every location. And to divide out by each door ended up more expensive versus a split jam that can slide over itself and come together. Doing it by each location individually where they all weren't the same was not cost prohibitive.
So there was other bulletproof stuff going in the walls, is that what I'm?
Correct. So your wall assembly within the vestibule will be on the non bullet resistant side is going to be just regular 5/8 drywall up against the stud. Within the stud cavity, you have Roxwool or sound insulation, and then you'll have a 1/2-inch fiberglass board that runs floor to ceiling. That's our bullet resistant layer, and then on top of that, there's a layer of 5/8 drywall.
So it goes through the drywall into the insulation and then hits the bulletproof material?
No.
Now it'll go.
Sheetrock, bullet resistant material, then insulation.
Yeah.
So it'll go drywall, 5/8 drywall, stud with the insulation.
So
Fiberglass panel.
this is the lobby side?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
lobby.
I got it.
And then this is drywall finished. So because of that variable depth, because then when we get into just the bail areas, we're going over what'll just be the same assembly, except it'll be 5/8 on one side. In the division of the two of them together, or 2 detention rooms to get them together, it'll actually be plywood and plywood, and then FRP and FRP, which is only an 1/8 difference. So we have a thickness difference for that frame to wrap around.
Okay.
So because of that, they ended up being over $40,000 to do them, over $42,000 to do them individually, and now we're at $39,800, which is higher than what you've seen in the past because we had to increase our throat sizes.
Excuse me, Chip, I have to step out of the room for a second.
Sure.
I support this.
Did you win the lottery?
No, I wish I did.
So this is a 12-week lead on these?
Yeah, which sounds like it is a while.
Yeah.
It's pretty well with our project schedule where we sit. So I would
Well, it's all interior. I mean, these were probably more
exterior,
important.
yeah. That's envelope. That gets us
Get the
ready for winter.
building closed out.
But these I would recommend. These are what we've also framed to on site. So this is what we're ready for. So my recommendation to award would be Covenant for that. And by awarding this, the only thing left for doors inside will be the standard pass-through doors into
Yeah.
offices or closet
Yeah.
spaces.
And we're insulating the lobby, are we insulating the rest of the interior walls?
For sound purposes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And did we award the stairs, or did we figure out the stairs at some point in time?
The into the attic?
Yeah.
Yes, those have been purchased. We don't have an installer, but
Okay.
they've been purchased and framed for.
So was Bubba, were you there today, or was anybody there? I saw the gate was closed, I thought.
Yeah, the gate was closed. No, nobody was there today. Everything starts back up tomorrow.
So, well, Bob's out of the room, I guess we can just chat. I looked at that water line issue in the utility room. That doesn't seem insurmountable. I mean, you just cut it, put an elbow in it. That would be my solution, but Bubba needs to look at it.
So, in the mechanical room,
Yeah,
the problem is the water line exposed now?
I
Has it
thought I
been
saw a
found?
line under there. I reached down there, it felt like a water line.
Okay, then we've been removing dirt from it, and we've made more progress than I thought that we had.
Okay, because I think what happened was they stuffed it under the concrete.
Yes,
And
if that's
the
the
whole idea
case.
of pulling that out, I think it's just gonna be a nightmare.
Oh, we wouldn't. We'd have to totally just rerun in full. But if you found it, so we've been slowly digging
I
for
thought
it.
you
I'll send.
know, I only play a contractor on television, so I don't know.
Me too.
But double check that.
Yeah, no, I can. Woody stops by there in the morning. I don't know if you've run into him yet. He's been the one that's kind of been heading it up from my team day to day there, and I'll
No,
have
I
him.
haven't-
So he's been taking, because he can't get a shovel in there, so he's been
Yeah.
taking a couple.
Cups out.
Yeah, just whoever's left their Dunkin' Donuts cup around falls victim to it. And so, but if we found it,
There's something in there.
the only thing it could be
Is a water
would be a
line.
water line.
Right.
Anything else that's gone terribly wrong.
Yeah. Except for that skull, but I think we can look past that.
Yeah, no, that was
And the trim, did Scott have the trim? He's gonna finish up the roof trim.
yes, correct.
Did he have that in hand, or did he have to wait for that?
No, he just had to get to that point that he was there. They were finishing last week. They were finishing that rear dormer coming off the
Right.
garage, and then now that that's done, now he can actually get in there and trim. And that's a stock item.
Just do the soffits and the trim, and then the roofer can come, put the shingles on, and then who's doing the actual siding?
That would be Northwind Exteriors is going to do the actual siding, and they have their materials secured. Their materials in Portsmouth right now.
So do we have Scott doing anything else on the building? Not Scott,
Josh,
Josh,
Heyman?
I'm sorry.
Window install,
Right,
and the windows should have been in last week. I haven't asked for
but
confirmation.
he has to
but
wait until the siding's in for that?
no, he can put those in as soon as they arrive, and then he's good.
Good. And we're okay on money with him?
Yes.
He's been invoicing us? I don't
Yes.
remember seeing any. That's what makes the meetings last so long.
I think he implied you could go ahead without him.
He did.
He did.
Well, I wanna vote on this, one that we were just talking
The
about.
covenant. Yeah.
Right, covenant.
So what about colors? How do we want to handle like color selections and stuff of like flooring and trim?
Oh, I don't
Discussion
know.
wise, because so like WB Mason had offered it as part of their furniture package, but we had somebody else come in that drove by the site that was highly interested, sells furniture, that came in significantly
Are
less
they
than WB.
professionals, or are they just people that wanna? buy
Oh no, they're a
furniture?
legitimate firm out of Massachusetts that does stuff for like UMass, and they do all the TD banks, and
Yeah,
they had an impressive portfolio. They were just wicked aggressive on pricing, but they don't offer the design side that WB had. So, I mean, do we feel like there's somebody within the town talented enough to pick out a carpet color and wall colors?
That's not me, I'm colorblind.
I'm gonna make a motion that we award Covenant Security the bid on the bulletproof pass-through and window for $39,800.
One second.
This is within budget.
Yes.
I'm sure you asked that question.
We're gonna have to move some stuff around with interior doors.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Now, the WB Mason's bringing a decorator with them.
Yeah, they have a furniture designer and decorator. She offers sort of both services.
What's the price difference between the Mass Company and
Um,
Mason?
It is approaching about $8,500 right now,
So,
which would be really nice to have in our pocket versus spending just for paint.
well, I know,
colors.
but it's not free, because now we gotta have a designer or somebody that makes these decisions. I mean, I could put on my decorator hat, but I don't know that everybody would like it.
I just need someone to
Bobby
point
can't, because he's
and
colorblind.
approve.
David won't, because he's just not, he's not into that sort of thing. And he's got other fish to fry.
I mean, we can look. There's a. I know of a designer that's done commercial projects in the past with us. That's recently started her own firm out of the Center Harbor area. I can ask her if she's willing to jump on hourly for advisement.
Do you know?
It'll probably be much less than $8,000.
I mean, how much designing do we have to do here?
I just need a paint color
Well,
and
you
somebody
need-
to approve a
Yeah,
floor.
you need paint colors, you need furniture selection. Are you hanging up any pictures, Chief?
What does Stockman Design do?
Houses?
No, they have a design firm as well, the wife.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, we'll keep that up in the air. We don't need to decide, do we?
We'll find someone for you.
No,
Chris.
but yeah, I just want to be able to have that communication ready and open so that we can move into it. Because some of our next things is going to be awarding flooring, and that's going to be something that we need to, at some level, know what's going where. So, and hopefully it comes up quicker than we expect. That completes everything that I have. You guys have two other items in your folders that
Howard,
are best handled in probably in a non.
Well,
Public.
did you guys vote on the epoxy floor?
No, that would be. So actually, we can do that. I'm okay with doing that one publicly. So the epoxy floor price that's in front of you is just for the garage floor, due to the current pucking and cracking and checking that's happening within it. So that'd be the cost to repair it and then install the flake system over it so that the repairs are not visible. It is a continual surface, and that is $12,500.
so this isn't the finished floor?
This would be what the finish floor would be. I believe every intention and my intentions with the concrete floor in the garage was to leave it as a concrete floor, just a bare concrete floor, and to never
Right.
epoxy it. But due to some of the conditions of the floor right now, we have a reason that I believe the flatwork contractor is responsible for the current state the floor is in which is pucking and cracking in an uncontrolled manner.
Is this something that we can recover? Or we should at least attempt to recover?
Yes, attempt, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we have the money sitting there.
We still should
Recover
attempt to
just-
recover it if
Yeah.
if there's a failure and.
Well, it's not recovering though. We could retain, because we haven't paid him that.
Call
money.
it whatever you want.
Well, I have to call it what it is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna retain some of the money that we're holding from him.
Okay.
And I don't need to award on this because knowing this and knowing that they've been our most competitive epoxy pricing to date, I would like to award something in full to them that includes bathrooms and locker rooms.
So you wanna hold on to this for now?
Yeah, and just award it in one lump sum to them. But I specifically thought that this breakout was imperative, especially given some of the circumstances on the site right now.
Okay. Do you have the rest of the breakout?
I do not yet.
It's in a non-public folder. I think that's what you're asking.
He's asking for the rest of the GS
Oh, no,
numbers,
okay,
which
sorry.
aren't
Well,
there.
why don't we wait until we have
Yeah.
all those numbers in front of us before we
Yeah.
vote on it?
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to present this now.
Yeah.
Even though we're going to.
So we get it. Thank you for being aware of that. And anything else in here that you need us to decide on tonight?
Nothing within that package.
So, by the end of November, we're gonna need to award the generator pad and probably the propane tank.
Propane tanks with White Mountain.
But we have to dig it,
Yeah.
and then the septic system, have we awarded that yet?
Right now it's just with Jory Bailey.
Right,
It is in this package here.
so we need to get on that as well.
Yes.
Primarily the generator pad, because if we're gonna get Scott in there in December or whatever, everything should probably.
And he's got the generator
Right,
in his possession.
but we don't have any place to put it yet.
No.
No, yeah, we need to handle grade. We'll need to get conduits out to it,
Right,
and then we can probably set it in the spring if we had to. If we didn't get the pad poured,
So do we need a non-public?
if we could just real quick to review that one.
We just do it now? Can we boot you guys out in the hallway for about 5 minutes? All right, I'm gonna make a motion that we go into non-public.
yeah, it's only gonna take 10 minutes.
We're only half hour.
Make a motion that we go into non-public under
I don't think we have any of that.
Thank you.
I think
C.
it's C. Make a motion that we go into non-public under RSA 91A:3 2C, which is matters which if discussed in public would likely adversely affect the reputation of any person other than a member of this board unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include, we don't need that line, okay, because that's irrelevant. Marie, yes?
Duffin, yes?
I'll be yes.
Actually, I didn't get a second.
Second,
Marie, yes?
Duffin, yes.
I'll be yes.
Okay, we're proper.